I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning out. Lightning in a bottle. I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning out.
Yo. How you living? How you feeling? How you doing? This is First Choice Betting, and we are back with our Week 15 picks. Picks for Week 15, locks, over-unders, and danger zones. Week 14, Mr. Ghost Pepper himself didn't do to X. Explain your picks, what you did for him, and what you're going to be doing this week as a punishment.
Wait, so how I went 1 for 6 last week?
Yeah, explain the picks.
Back-to-back real bad weeks. So I'm going to be sticking with the Ghost Pepper theme since apparently making bad picks the week before and having to do some Ghost Pepper shit didn't make me, make some quality picks, so back at it again. 500,000 Scoville units. In case you were wondering.
Not gonna lie, I don't know how that measurement works.
That is whack. That is an absurd amount of fucking Scoville units.
Yes, that's very high.
Alright, let's see this.
Alright.
Also, on the scale on the back, it's on the deadly level.
That is deadly.
Alright, well, get to chugging, motherfucker.
No. Ooh-wee. I'm going to be crying and I'm going to be sweating this entire video. So I'm going to pour it on the spoon.
Do it to yourself, man. You do it to yourself.
Ew.
That's a lot. Okay. Yeah.
Cheers, boys.
That is a whole ladle.
I'm nervous as shit for this motherfucker. Woo! Oh boy. All that at once is going to be a...
Alright, I got a question.
My eyes are already starting to fucking water.
So immediate impact's probably stronger than the pepper you had, right?
Yeah, because this is a lot more liquidy.
Yeah.
The pepper was fucking dry as shit. Made my mouth so dry and it was hard as shit to chew.
Oh, Jesus. It was Brooks' camera.
I'm gonna start getting real fucking hot here in a minute.
Yeah.
I feel like my face is already starting to burn.
Yeah, you're gonna need to take that hat off.
Facts.
Yeah. I'll do another one if you want.
Let's go. Yes. The more the merrier. Let's see it.
Huh?
The more the merrier. Let's see it.
Because I went 1 for 6. Last week I think I went 2 for 6. So the past 2 weeks, what, now 3 for 12? That's shitty. Deserves more ghost pepper sauce.
That's a 25%, bro. You failed.
I'm only doing a little bit more than that time. There we go.
He does it to himself, boys and girls. Yo.
Oh man. That second one wasn't necessary.
No, it was not. It was not necessary. But it was enjoyable.
That was the Week 14 punishment by yours truly, Xavier, after we went 1 for 6 on Week 14 picks, both locks and over-under. So, X, let's hear your picks from last week.
Well, the only thing I hit was the Saints-Eagles over 44. Hit that by 1 point, I believe.
Yeah.
Just hit that shit. My other over-unders was the Cardinals-Giants. I had over 45, and then Jets-Seahawks over 47. Those did not hit, obviously. Patriots spread, that did not hit, obviously. Real confident in the Texans spread, that didn't come close to hitting. And then the Packers spread, missed that by 1 point, so yeah, solid 1 for 6 there.
So the silver lining in these episodes that we have is just don't listen to X. Fade X.
So,
by all means.
fade my picks.
Alright, Ken, what were your picks? How'd you do?
I went 3 for 3. The Falcons did me dirty, losing by 3 points. And then the Chiefs did me dirty. Well, no, the Chiefs didn't really do me dirty. It was more so the Dolphins that did me dirty. Kicking a field goal later at the end. Cucking spread betters.
Yeah, that's cuck.
Yeah. It was real bad. And then I had the Titans at the Jags, and they smashed for me. I really liked that bet. That was probably my favorite of the week. And they completely smashed the Jags, making that -7.5 Really easy money. And then I had the Bills and Steelers over. That ended up being easy money. It was a little bit iffy there for the first half or so, but then the third quarter, a lot of scoring took place. Rams versus Patriots, I thought that was an easy decision. And I took the under. That was a smash. And then Jets Seahawks, they did me a little dirty as well. I was thinking that over 46.5 was going to be very achievable, but the Jets just don't like to score. The Seahawks almost managed the spread by themselves, scoring 40 points. And then the Jets had 3 points. So, not a terrible take on myself. The Jets just suck ass. And there's that.
That's the silver lining there.
I mean, whatever.
Never bet on the Jets. Even this week's line. It looks beautiful, but don't do it. All right. My locks and my over-unders last week, I hit 3 for 6. Like he said, the Dolphins cucked me on one of those locks. I would have went 3 for 3 on locks. I had the Titans spread hit. Chargers spread hit, and then my over-unders, the down-under segment, didn't do too well, went 1 for 3. The Giants and Cardinals under hit, 45. Saints, Eagles, missed by a point, like Xavier said, and then the Colts, Raiders was 51.5, I took the under. Never would have imagined the Colts putting up 42 points, whatever the fuck it was. Absurd, but it is what it is, and I missed. But I went 3 for 6, not terrible. That's the recap of Week 14. Any other comments, questions, concerns?
I'm out on fire still, so my lips are real numb.
All right.
You gonna wipe that makeup off, kid?
Yeah. All right. Moving forward, I guess we will start off with our Week 15 picks. The locks, 3 locks per person, one at a time. Cam, you can kick it off.
I'm going to kick it off with the Chiefs. The Chiefs have a -3 spread right now going to the Saints. Drew Brees is not expected to be back. And I believe the Chiefs fare a bit better at stopping Taysom Hill than some of the other defenses have in the league. It's been mostly the Atlanta Falcons, though, that have given him his most success. And I think the Chiefs do a little bit better at stopping if you want to consider the passing game that their offense has under Taysom Hill a passing game, I think they're going to fare better at stopping that. And then Alvin Kamara hasn't been getting involved in the passing game as much, and I think that starts to be more of an issue this week. And I think the Chiefs, they always score anyway. The Saints have one of the better defenses in the league, but I mean, even Jalen Hurts got around that last week. I think Patrick Mahomes easily does so and covers this spread of -3 fairly easy. I would say they probably win. They win by at least a touchdown, I think. It might come down to a closer game than that, but I don't think so.
Honestly, I didn't know Drew Brees was questionable. I thought he was going to play. So I seen the spread and I was like, okay, it makes sense. The spread was, -3 for the Chiefs?
Yeah.
But if Taysom does start and does play and Brees doesn't play, I think that would be one of my locks too. But I am not going to switch up, so I'm just going to stay consistent. I like that pick, that lock, and the line, depending on what it looks like. But that's my opinion on that. X, words?
I like it. I agree with what he said. I like it. I think the Chiefs win that game.
Yeah, especially when they lost the Dolphins practically, or not lost, but they didn't cover the spread, and they almost lost based on those wonky interceptions. It was just tit pass after tit pass that led to interceptions. But yeah, that was. I guess that's it for that. X, what's your first lock?
I am taking the Buccaneers spread at -6 against the Falcons. My first lock this week. I think, as much as I hate to say it, I think Todd Gurley is really starting to fade out of that offense. This has been a terrible back half of the season for him. I don't think the Falcons are really going to get a running game going against the Buccaneers. That defense is good. I think Tom Brady is going to absolutely dice the Falcons secondary with that receiving core. I can easily see the Buccaneers winning by more than a touchdown here. Easily.
Yeah, I actually have that as one of my locks. For the same reasons, honestly. Plus, Julio Jones is practically out. I think he's going to be shelved for the rest of the season.
That's bad hams.
Terrible hams. The hammy sniper out in full effect. But also, it's in a dome. And Tom Brady strives in domes, so I just like that. It's -6.5. They should win by a touchdown, if not more.
He strives?
Yeah.
Strives.
I did not know that.
compared to outside, he does. But noodle arm, what do you expect? That was my one lock too, like I said. So, X, you can go with your second lock.
Second one. All right, I think my second one is the Browns spread at -4.5. If it's still at 4.5.
It's -5 now.
Is it?
Yeah, that's okay.
You said you took that one too?
Yeah, I took that one too.
Me as well, but I was taking that
Oh my
4.5.
God, you are going just same picks back to back.
Cam, so you
But yeah, I think the Browns coming off this past game against the Ravens, a lot of people think that's probably one of the games of the year. That was a crazy ass game. Their offense is for real, I would say. They can put up points. That running game, that running attack is insane with Kareem and Nick Chubb. Baker's been playing, I'd say, a lot better this past couple weeks, and that defense has been pretty damn good as well. And the Giants are no Ravens. They're not going to put up the same amount of points that the Ravens did. And this is a spread that I'm pretty confident that I feel that the Browns can cover easily, or should.
I've seen also that Daniel Jones is questionable to play.
Yeah.
Got a new
That's
injury.
good.
So
Cole McCoy's going against
Was his
Zach
ankle on
Brown.
his hamstring? Is there something else?
I forget. But yeah, that is something of note, I think. So I like that spread too. Cleveland -5 now at the Giants. Much the same reasons like Xavier's explained.
Yeah,
so.
Hassan Reddick had 5 sacks versus Daniel Jones last week. So he was very immobile.
Yeah.
And that kind of what makes Daniel Jones a competent quarterback right now.
Thanks. Yeah.
And that Browns front on the defensive side has been really terrorizing some quarterbacks recently. And Daniel Jones just loves to get terrorized.
Thanks. He just loves it. He wants it.
He loves fumbling.
You never know, dude, though. The Giants just beat the Seahawks with Colt McCoy at the helm.
Yeah, that is a surprise.
Strange times it is in 2020.
Very
Anywho,
strange.
my second lock is also the Browns at the Giants. I took it at 4.5. If it stays within the 5.5 realm, I'm okay with it. If it goes to 7.5, I might start to fade it a little bit. But still, it shouldn't be that close of a game. The Browns are, again, I agree with every point X just made. Their offense seems to be for real. Baker Mayfield's turning it on in the past couple games. I think he continues to do so. He's a little bit of a streaky quarterback, and I think he stays on that hot streak. And
At least another week.
they have the best duo at running back in the league.
100%.
Even though the Giants have a bit of a formidable running defense, I don't think it will be much of an issue versus Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And yeah, I think that's a good pick.
All right. That was my second lock too, in case you didn't catch that. Third, you can go ahead, Cam.
I'm taking the Texans plus 7.5 versus the Colts. Last time they played, it ended on a fluky, I believe it was a safety, correct? If I'm not mistaken, it was a weird safety that resulted because of the center of mis-snapping the ball to Deshaun Watson, and that score finished at 26-20. And I like Deshaun Watson bouncing back a little bit. You could see how disappointed he was in that loss. And although it is at the Colts instead of the Texans being home, I still like it. The Texans, they're not going to win this game, but they do keep games close a lot. And I think they put up a fight and keep it within 7.5.
All right. I mean,
Like,
I like it too. Yeah. Actually, you can go with the third lock.
I'm taking the Steelers spread
Of course.
at -12.5 against the Bengals this week. Maybe a biased pick, I don't know.
For
But
sure.
I think the Steelers are going to come back and rebound this week after 2 tough losses against a really shitty team that we absolutely pulverized earlier in the season. And I don't really see that changing. I think that it's not going to be a repeat of the score, but I can easily see the Steelers winning by 2 touchdowns or whatever in this game. Our defense has been really starting to carry us now. Our offense is pretty weak right now. These past couple games, it's just not been there. All these drop balls are really starting to piss me off. So I'm hoping this week is going to be more of like just that rebound game that we need, and we come out and just destroy the Bengals.
Yeah, a little biased. What was the spread again? 12?
12.5.
That's absurd. That's
I think we beat
absurd.
them 36-10 first time we played them, something like that.
I mean, I could see him covering it, but that spread is just, it's scary to see those numbers.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm hoping for that coming out of the slump offensively, big offensive game here. I mean, the Bengals don't really have a good defense at all. They don't have really a good offense either. They're just not a good team right now, and I think we'll pick them apart. Hopefully,
Yeah.
fingers crossed.
It's like coming home when you're angry or something like that and taking your anger out on like somebody else. They'll probably do that to the Bengals. They could probably shut the Bengals out. I could see that happening. So I mean, I guess
We don't condone anything that Ed was hinting at.
what?
Just keep that in mind.
All right. Anyway, third lock. I guess I'm going with mine. Titans minus 10.5 against Detroit. My thinking in this, Chase Daniel, I think is supposed to start a quarterback. I don't know how the whole thing's shaking out.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause Matt Stafford's like struggling with his thumb or some shit. So Kenny Galladay is still out. It's in Tennessee. It's supposed to be raining, and I believe Derrick Henry on the ground. I mean, it's fucking unstoppable. Lions run defense piss poor. 10 points for the Titans. I thought it was pretty nice. They just finished it. Like they, I guess, finalized the spread because it was like shaking out. It was like minus 13.5 yesterday or some shit like that. But it's at minus 10.5 now. I like it. Derrick Henry's probably gonna rush for like 400 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they don't have a great secondary either, so.
It's not even an exaggeration. Like 400, realistic for Derrick Henry.
You know that
That could be
commercial,
5 carries for Derrick
commercial
Henry.
with Derrick Henry running with like the Rams players like being dragged behind him. That's going to be him this week, both lines. Like
100%.
basically,
Yeah. Only needs what, like 400 more yards to get 2K?
yeah.
Something like that?
I would say it's
3 weeks left.
a guaranteed 150 at least.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially based on volume, because he's definitely going to get the volume, because it's going to
Yeah,
be
he's
great.
going to get at least like 25 carries
Yeah.
to begin with.
He's going to... Whoever has him in fantasy is going to be a happy boy, especially in the second round playoffs. But that's that. Those are the locks. Any other comments, questions, concerns?
That was the lock?
Yeah. Alright,
No.
guess that's it.
Uh,
Moving forward, let's move forward to the over-unders. I have the down-under segment, which I guess I will save for the end, unless anybody else wants to join me in that journey.
Actually, Ed,
I have
I am
one.
taking a trip to the down under with you this week.
With all three?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's different. That's different. But I guess with that being
Take a
said,
vacation to the down under.
yes, I'll surely, mate. Cam, you can say you're over, and then we'll get into the down unders.
I have 2 overs.
Oh, he's 2 overs in there.
And really, they're probably not the wisest decisions, but the over-unders are so low, and it's an NFL football game. I'm thinking they go over. Let's start off with the Patriots and the Dolphins, over 41.5. They are both low-scoring teams. I understand that. But, I mean, Cam Newton and the Patriots, they do have these games out of nowhere where they put up good points. Obviously, with that 45-0 Chargers victory a few weeks ago, and a 30-point outing versus the Jets a few weeks ago back. That's what it comes to mind. But I'm thinking they at least put up 24, and then the Dolphins, they're either going to win or put up a fight, definitely, at least 21, and that's hitting the over at 41.5. If it stays around 41, maybe drops to 40.5, I would definitely slam that. And then my other over is, again, it's based off such a low line, but I'm thinking the Steelers. It's the Steelers versus the Bengals at over 40.5 right now. I'm thinking
I was thinking that same thing too, Cam.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Steelers. They're gonna be trying to bounce back. I'm thinking they at least put up 31 points, which isn't a terrible ass versus the Bengals defense. And then the Bengals, they don't always hang in, but they do put up a little bit of points. 31-17 type. I mean, it's easily hitting the over. I don't think they get held to 3 to 10 points, which is definitely in the range of plausibility, but I don't think it's going to happen. And yeah, so I'm taking that over at 40.5 as well. And there's that.
There's that.
Let's get over the rainbows, huh?
Alex, I don't know about you, but I'm on the contrary for the Patriots Dolphins over under. It is at 41.5.
I have that in just one of my danger zones. I don't actually have that as a under. I'm kind of sticking away from that game, to be honest.
It's definitely dangerous. And if it does drop any lower than 41, I'd probably be very hesitant to do so. But as a down under enthusiast, I guess you can call me, I took the under in that game, 41.5, thinking the Patriots defense lacks where? The run game, right? That's my logic in it. So the Dolphins have Ahmed still hurt. I believe he's still hurt. Gaskin on the COVID list. And Matt Brady just came back, but it's Matt Brady. It's not, They had DeAndre Washington last week, so I guess the run game didn't look too good last week, but I mean, in general, I don't think it's going to be good unless they have Ahmed or Gaskin. Even against the Patriots defense, that's good against the run. Plus, the Patriots defense did lock up Justin Herbert, who is a fellow rookie. I'm not sure if rookie's going to do well against Belichick.
Rookies don't usually do very good against Belichick.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. And I just think the Dolphins' defense is good. The Patriots' offense is
Xavier Howard's very good.
What was that?
So Xavier Howard's been snapping.
Oh, 100%. I can see the Patriots putting up some points, but I don't see the Dolphins putting up many points. And I don't know if the Patriots are going to snap like they did against the Chargers, because 45 points against the Dolphins, I just don't see that happening. I could see it like a 27 point, 28 point for the Patriots. Dolphins get somewhere around 10. Stays with the under, and that's why I'm taking it. Especially if it bounces up. If it bounces up to like 42.5, 43.5, very confident in the under. So that's my first down under. Next. Let's hear yours.
My first is the Bills and the Broncos under. I think it's at 49.5 right now. Or something like that.
I don't love it.
So you don't like it?
I don't love it. It's understandable, but I don't love it.
I'm only thinking the Bills coming off a very solid win. They can put up points, and the Broncos, on the other hand, are one of the worst teams in the league scoring-wise. I don't see their offense doing a whole lot against this Bills defense. This Bills defense is good. It's not as good as it used to be, but it is good. And Josh Allen can throw that ball like it's nothing. But then again, the Broncos don't have a terrible defense. So that's why I'm thinking that this one is more of a lower scoring game, but more in favor of the Bills, because obviously I think the Bills are going to win this with ease. So I'm thinking like 20, like high 20s to kind of like you were saying about the Bills Patriots. I don't see the Broncos doing a whole lot here. Like a 20-10, something like that too.
I believe I had that as one of my unders, but then I changed it. I still like the concept of it, but I don't know. There's nothing that really scares me about it. So I guess that would be an over-under for me, but I'm not going to mark it as one officially. But I like the Bills going into Denver. Definitely winning. Might take their foot off the pedal because it's Denver, Mile High and whatnot. Conditions, I don't know about them, so I'm not too sure. But if it does snow, you can see under being a lock as well. Most of the bets, I believe, are... What was that?
It's especially depending on the weather.
Oh, yeah. 73% of the bets, according to Bleacher Report, are on the under, too. So that line might shift. So try to snag it while you can. It's Saturday football as well. I like the pick overall.
Yeah.
I can respect it. All right. Cam, you want to go into your last pick, your first down under?
I'm going to look. It is for tonight's football game, so you guys will know whether or not I was correct when viewing this video. I am taking the under on the Raiders and Chargers game.
I like that there.
It's set at 53.5 right now. I would expect it to rise up to 54 by the time it dropped.
Yeah, it's at 51
now. That's not good. Whatever, I'm just going to stick with my gut there. I'm thinking it's a little bit of a lower scoring game. Divisional rivals going head to head. And yeah, I don't have much more reasoning for that one. I mean, they both have some high scoring offenses at times, but then you see the Chargers get shut out to 0, and then the Raiders, they don't really ever stop anybody.
Facts.
So I'm really just basing off the fact that it is a division rival football game, and they tend to be a little bit low scoring. It's just a gut feeling I got, I suppose, but I don't love that it's dropped to 51. So you shall see if I'm correct when you're viewing this.
Also, Keenan Allen being, what's the word? Limited.
Yeah, Keenan Allen's limited, and then what? Mike Williams probably won't play.
Yeah, he's out.
He's out. So yeah, that goes into my favor a ton. Because Justin Herbert, he's going to be throwing it to Austin Eckler a lot. If you can get your hands on a nice Austin Eckler receiving yards prop, I would have if I were you guys. I recommended that to my friends Ed and X over here. And
At 37.5, yeah. Now it's 44.5.
I don't know.
Yeah, it jumped.
I still think that's valid.
I'll still take that too.
Yeah, he's had like 16 targets and then 9 targets, and
Yeah.
it's going to be pretty hefty workload for that guy. And then the Raiders, they've been slumping. So we'll see if they want to bounce back. But Josh Jacobs probably, well, he might get bottled up tonight because that's one of the strengths of the Chargers is their defensive line. And then the Raiders never really have had a great wide receiver corps. They had their games here and there. Of course, they got Darren Waller, but he does have the ability to get shut down. So we shall see.
Also note, I don't know if this is on your side. Well, it's not on your side, but 4 Raiders players, starters on defense are out. From Cleveland Farrell, or whatever the fuck his name is. Arnett, Abram, and Morrow.
Oh,
3 of them have concussions. That's absurd.
Abram probably has a concussion, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He loves getting hurt.
Yeah. That's
Weak ass
absurd.
head.
Facts.
That's the motherfucker who looked like he was dead on the sideline.
He fell
the week
to
into the
Yeah, when he smacked into that one drone.
that was
He just
hilarious.
jumped up real quick. So weird. But, yeah. I guess I can respect it. I guess that,
I don't know. And it's a Thursday night football game. They tend to be a little bit funky.
yeah. Definitely fluky. X. Let's hear
Yeah.
your second under.
It was originally going to be an over, but then I changed it. It's the Lions and the Titans. I'm taking the under.
Good. Okay, that makes sense, yeah.
I was originally feeling the under. I didn't start feeling the over. I didn't know it was supposed to be shitty-ass weather, and I wasn't really up to date on the Matt Stafford situation as well. So that's really going to factor in. I was thinking the over first because the Titans on defense love to let up some points. I mean, how the Browns the week before absolutely torched them in the air. So this could be also a risky pick, but I'm kind of more confident in the Titans dominating this game mostly.
What's the
I'm
lineup?
not really allowing the Titans or the Lions to do much, so
51.
yeah, I'm kind of liking this under now, especially if it's shitty weather, Chase Daniel playing. Derrick Henry's going to feast. We already talked about that, so yeah.
Doesn't it make you uneasy that Derrick Henry could put up 52 points by himself?
Yes, it does a little bit, but I mean, at this current rate, I don't think that's going to happen. But
You never know.
Yeah.
who fucking knows? Derrick Henry, he's a monster.
It's 2020 as well.
That Titans secondary just makes me uneasy about any under for any Titans game. I'm confident in the Titans putting up the points needed, but I'm not confident in their ability to stop.
That's what makes me also a little uneasy. But
Yeah, even the worst of defenses, offenses, I do not have confidence in them stopping. I could see DeAndre Swift having himself a nice game out of receiving out of the backfield. So yeah, it is valid, especially given the weather condition, but it is a little bit risky as well.
Yeah, it's definitely risky. But I also,
sometimes, you know?
yeah, sometimes you gotta throw a little risk in there, because if you don't, then you're not gonna have that ghost pepper, you know.
Exactly.
Exactly. All right, my second under in the down under is Cleveland at New York. The line's at 44. I think it's at 44 still. Let me fact check this. It is at 44.5. So yeah, 44.5. Like I said, Colt McCoy might be starting, so points aren't going to be there for the Giants, especially against the Browns defense, which is good. Browns might try to run the clock out because, you know, they're a heavy run team. So I don't see many points being put up, even though the line's at 44.5, which is again another low line. I still like the Browns winning and putting up more points than the Giants by 7 with the lock that I had, but 44 points, I don't think the Giants are going to be able to match. I don't think they're going to be able to max that and pass 20 points. I don't think it's going to happen. So that's my second under. Lock it in. X, was that your third or second lock? Or was third or second over?
Second.
All right, let's see your third one then.
Taking the Eagles and Cardinals under.
Is that 49.5?
49.5? Yeah, I believe that's what it's still at.
Yeah, it is.
I don't like it.
This is another kind of tricky one for me. I don't know what you guys think, but I mean, I kind of liked what I saw from Jalen Hurts against the Saints.
Well, I loved it.
You guys are the Eagles fans here, so I mean, I'd say that is promising signetry. For the Eagles
It
moving
was just a
forward.
little biased because of how poor the offense has been under Carson Wentz. It was just amazing seeing an offense actually being run. So
I think that if Carson Wentz was to be starting this game, we would get blown out.
Oh, 100%.
100% in this game, just because you've seen Daniel Jones last week struggle in pressure.
That's not going to be a very competitive game.
Yeah.
Be close.
I'm very worried about the Eagles secondary.
Yeah.
The Eagles secondary is hurt right now, and
I don't know about Darius Slade. You know if he's out or
if he's out, we're completely
Hopkins does snap.
very, very bad. And they have more than just Hopkins too. Kirk's a good wide receiver, and then Fitzgerald's reliable down running those slant routes and everything. But I was gonna say that, but that's their second tight end. Is he even playing though? Because I know he was out for a good stretch of games.
I think he's playing. I know Andy Isabella was a healthy scratch last week, so I would assume that he's playing. Because if not, they're starting some no-name wide receiver 3. But
yeah,
who knows?
I could definitely foresee a nice Christian Kirk 75-yard bomb this week.
I see it. Yeah. End-time touchdown score, overline, Christian Kirk. I like that. Actually, got any words on that over-under total at all? Anything?
Besides everything I said, I'm good.
All right, word.
I still think it'll be super high scoring, but I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah, I'd like to think that Hurts will end up putting some points up for the Eagles, and I mean, I don't know. This is going to be one of my danger zones. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah.
But
Me as well.
all right, that marks. No. Shit, I'm tweaking. I got my third under. Bears at the Vikings, under 47. My thought process. The Vikings offense is good. I'll give them that. The Bears defense is also good. They offset. The Bears offense is bad. Well, it didn't look bad last week, but ignore that. Bears offense is bad. It's Mr. Trubisky. The Vikings defense is also bad. That crosses out. Where it offsets. What the fuck I'm saying.
The Bears had a great defensive game versus them the last time they played them as well.
What was the score? I don't remember it.
It was very low.
I like that then. I like that even
They
more.
don't get shut down. I don't think they shut them down. Maybe they did.
Yeah, for the most part, because Kirk Cousins had at least one interception,
I can see it being a low scoring game.
and they shut down Cook. Yeah, 19-13.
Sheesh. Even if that goes up a little bit, it's not hitting the 47. I'll tell you that much. Take the under.
The Vikings did win though. I thought the Bears won. I'm mistaken, but still, very low scoring game.
Yeah. It's gonna duplicate this week, so take that.
That was a game Adam Thielen had the 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Dalvin Cook had 30 carries for 96 yards.
Wait, what did you say? 2 carries?
30.
30 carries for 96 yards.
Okay.
That is a bad YPC.
Yeah. Terrible rate. All right. I guess that marks the over/unders, the down under, the over the rainbows, and we're just gonna dive right into the zones that are what?
Danger zone.
Yeah, so that's the third segment of the video. We got danger zones, which are lines, spreads, or over-unders, money lines, anything like that. That we're just not touching. We're not putting no money on. So, Kim, you kick us off.
I'm going with the very obvious one that a lot of people are going to be staying away from, which is the Rams versus the Jets spread. Right now,
Yes,
it's
sir.
It's at 17.5 right now, and as much as you might want to bet on the Jets, you can't because they'll probably get beat by 20. But then you can't bet on the Rams because they could blow them out, win by 17, and you still don't hit.
Yeah.
So it's just a very risky spread. I would stay away from it. I'm an advocate for staying away from any large line like that, but that is the largest line I've ever witnessed. I was shocked when I opened up the FanDuel app this morning and immediately knew it was going to be a danger zone for myself because there is just too much risk involved as much as you would like to convince yourself otherwise on either end of the pick. So there's that.
I agree. Heavy. It's one of my danger zones.
It is not one of my danger zones, but I agree heavily. So yeah. Well, since X just said his danger zone as well, I'm going to go to my first one, and that is going to be the entirety of the Texans and Colts game. Spread, over-under. I don't know if that's going to happen. Like I said last week, well, not like I said last week, but as a result of last week, the Colts put up 42, whatever the hell they put up. I would have never seen that coming from the Colts. The Colts are here and there, and the Texans, I don't know about them. They kind of looked a little weird last week. And the total is at 50.5. Sure, the Colts could put up 30 points, and then the Texans put up 20 points, but I wouldn't bet on that. The Colts, like I said, wishy-washy. They could put up 24 points and still manage to win the game, which is scary to me. So I'm staying away from the over-under for sure. The spread is 7.5. I could see Deshaun Watson having a comeback game, sure, but I could also see the Colts defense just locking him down and Philip Rivers going off some shit. I really don't know. So that's why it's a danger zone. Second danger zone.
I had the Cardinals and the Eagles as my second danger zone. You just don't know. I mean, maybe the Arizona defensive coordinators, they see something that Jalen Hurts is consistent on and they stop it. Or Jalen Hurts continues to ball out. Well, he didn't really ball out last week. He had a very solid opening game for his NFL career. And if that continues, you could see it being a close game, but there's also concerns on the Eagles secondary. And Arizona has a great wide receiver corps, obviously, and a very, very good quarterback throwing to them, although he does have his games on and off. The Eagles' defensive line is great, so that might be an issue for the Cardinals because Kyler Murray might be running around there. But then if we get him out of the pocket, he might run all over the Eagles' linebackers. So, again, it's just a risky play on either side of it, in my opinion, and I would stay away from it.
I like that. I like it. X, what is your second danger zone?
I have pretty much the entirety of the Dolphins and Patriots game. I don't like those spreads. They're basically a pick-ems at this point.
Yeah.
Money lines are very close. Over-unders at 41.5. Obviously, they're thinking this game is going to be low scoring and close. The Patriots as a team, I think, are real wishy-washy with putting up points. Like, offensively, they could put up very little, or as a team with like their defense and special teams coming out of nowhere and putting up a whole bunch of points. And I think with like the Dolphins, their offense can be streaky as well. I think the Patriots defense will kind of lock them down this game. I'm just kind of sticking away from this game. I don't like those spreads, and I don't really like the over/under.
Just a little side note. Do you guys agree that this is Cam Newton's final year as a starter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get a job as a starter anywhere else. He's probably going to have a tough time finding a job as a backup.
There's an abundance of quarterbacks coming in. And I mean, the quarterbacks that we do have, Tom Brady.
He's been good running with the ball, but passing this year, it just hasn't been.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the man is not a running back, so.
I mean, he's 31, so the extent of his career is probably about over. So,
he's going to have another, like, Jameis Winston role.
Holding the
playbook
on the sideline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. All right, that's a valid one. My second danger zone. It's gonna lie with the Seahawks and Washington football team the entire game. Sunday 1 o'clock. Washington is home against Seattle. Spread is at -5.5 for Seattle. I don't know what to think of that. I really don't know what to think of that. Like, I don't have any words for it.
It's my third danger zone as well.
It is. Because, like, Washington's defense, you've seen what they did against fucking Steelers. So they covered that spread, obviously. They covered
And then
plus
this
5.
last week, too, against the 49ers, they didn't have any offensive touchdowns.
Facts.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
2
that.
defensive touchdowns, I
They
think.
still put up 17 points.
Yeah.
Wow.
But, yeah, I don't really have an opinion on the spread. It's just weird to me. And the over-under is 44.5. Still, I would like to think the under, maybe. That would be cool. But then again, Russ could snap. I don't know. I truly don't know. So, don't bet on it, please. Yeah.
I like it for a danger zone, dude. The more I'm looking at it, the more it's kind of spooking me, too.
What, the Seahawks football team?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't my third danger zone, but it is spooky.
It may just have to be, huh? Honorable mention?
Honorable mention for me, for sure.
Alright. Moving forward, we got, I guess, you said that was your third?
It is. The Washington football team, the Seahawks, is my third danger zone.
Spread and the whole thing?
The whole thing, stay away from it. Yeah, the over-under, you just don't know. I would expect under just because of how good that Washington defense is. But the Seahawks defense is very wishy-washy as well. Sometimes they have their games where they perform, their defensive line steps up, and then they have their other games where their secondary gets blown out. So Antonio Gibson might be back, he might not be. Alex Smith might play, Dwayne Haskins might play. I would stay away.
Alright, X, what is your third danger zone?
It is the Bears and Vikings. Their spreads is what I'm mainly sticking away from here.
-3 for the Vikings?
Yeah. What we said in the last score was when they played 1916,
1913.
1913. At the end of the day, I don't really even know who to go with on this one. I would like to say the Vikings, but this is just a tough divisional game. It's one of those tough end of the season divisional games that I don't really know who to go with, and this game kind of scares me. I'd like to think the under would probably hit in this game as well, but as far as spread wise, I don't really like either of those. So, sticking with.
Yeah, I don't know what to say besides the fact that I'm kind of scared on the under that I did take in that game. I didn't really think it through completely. Now that I'm thinking about it, Nick Foles is the quarterback in that game, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying that he's not erratic in his actions, but he's really not. He's conservative to a point. Compared to Mitch Trubisky, he's conservative. Doesn't really turn the ball over as much as Trubisky does. So, that could lead to a better field position for the Vikings, more points being scored. Spread being a little weird. So, I guess I understand that. Does make my over-under, or my under pick of that game a little spooky as well. So, I guess just take all that in consideration when you're trying to listen to me. Yeah, so that's that. I like it. I like that pick. And my third danger zone is going to be, I already said that. Jets Rams spread, like Cam said earlier, 17.5. Largo, way too large. 44.5. That deer was like a king. Oh, I apologize for interrupting. That deer was like a kangaroo, bro. Swear to God, he was hopping down the hill in 2 feet.
There's another one.
That was absurd. There's just okay. Anyway, Jets Rams 17.5. It's absurd.
Yeah,
And over under 44.5, something like that. Rams can put up 17 points and shut out the Jets and win the game. Who knows? But I like to think that Jets can put up some sort of points just to be relevant for one game. But who really knows? It's literally just the same bullshit with every single.
Aaron Donald getting like 5 sacks this game too.
Yeah, 100%. That defense is just too good, and I don't know if they're gonna I don't know. I don't think they're gonna not be good, if that makes sense. So I can see an under, but I can see the Jets getting a weird 14 points out of nowhere. Jameson Crowder, Braxton Berrios, who knows? Don't touch it again. Alright, that is about it for this video. If you guys have any comments, questions, statements, or even concerns, if you will.
My stomach's just been killing me this entire video.
I completely forgot about that ghost pepper. Yeah, that's
I'm feeling it's like a little heartburny burns right in the solar plexus.
solar plexus. What the hell is that?
Right here, like X's face. I don't know.
X's face. All right.
It's like heartburn?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little side note, this will probably be one of the last in-person recordings that we are able to get in for you guys.
Thanks.
We will be doing our best at making the best of what formats we are able to use. Hopefully we find some better options in the future. But just to give you guys the heads up.
Yeah, so say well, like, comment, share, and subscribe. First choice betting, and we are what?